Hi everyone, it's Dr. Arlene Diamco, the MultiDimensional MD. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different because I'm on vacation, so I'm recording this, and I wanted to take you outside with me and tell you a little bit about talking to nature and communicating with nature, and show you just this beautiful patch of German chamomile that my sister-in-law pointed out to me. So anytime you find like an herb or a flower or something that could have some healing properties to it, the first thing is to just notice it. And you can see the colors and where it's growing. So this has a vibrant yellow center to it. I don't know if you can see it right there. And that white kind of petals coming out of it. And then just notice like where it's growing. So these are coming out from the ground. And to sustainably harvest, then you do want to speak to the plant and make sure that it's okay for you to take some of it. So how would you do that? Well, the easiest way is to ask through your heart. So what you can do is place your hand on your heart. And this might seem silly at first, but just use your imagination and talk to the plant. And ask the plant which ones you can pick. And you'll get an opening. If you get a yes, like, okay, this is okay, then you'll feel some sensation of like heart opening or expansion in your heart chakra or in your chest here. And that you can take as a yes. So I'm going to ask here, and we're going to pick one little petal, this German chamomile. Because what I want to do is to show you how I just explore the vibrational properties of the plants. And what I do is I just put it in my palm like this, and I'll take one on each side, and then I just hold it on either side of me like this. And I just wait and I feel where that vibrational energy has an affinity for within my energy field, my body. So chamomile is known to be this amazing nervine, which means it's really soothing for your nerves. It's also great for the gut, great for the digestion. It's one of the best tonics because it's so gentle, and so the longer you use it, you'll see like more benefit over time. So when I hold chamomile in my palm here, I actually feel that affinity to my gut, to my solar plexus area, and I actually feel it actually going through my spinal column as well. So that would make sense in terms of like it's this beautiful nervine. And maybe when you feel things, maybe you get a different sensation, and that's totally okay. It's just getting the practice of exploring and communicating with nature, because the more you have this interaction with nature, then the more healing benefits that you can get from it. So I could collect some of these petals, again, just asking how much I can forage, and you don't want to take everything that you see. You want to take just enough to have that respect and honor for nature. But I could harvest a handful of these and maybe make a nice tea with it, steep it in some hot water, cover it, let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you can like take it in differently in that water tea form. Your body really loves to assimilate things that way, and you could do that really every day, 1-3 cups a day, and get the benefits of that tonic over time. So this is so beautiful. I'm going to take you to a few other different areas. So we'll hop to the next one. Hey everyone, we are at this gorgeous inn, and it's right by this river here where you can see the water just flowing, and there's just something about moving water that changes the vibration of water. I did a whole other video before on the messages and energetic properties of water, but trying to do this without dropping my phone. I'm going to show you what I do when I'm near water and I just want to connect with it more, learn more about it. and right now without necessarily getting completely in it. So what I do is I take it in my hands like this. I'm going to prop you up over here. And then, kind of just like the herbs and the essences, I'll take in both hands like that, rub it in my palms, and then just hold it out on either side. And just wait like 20, 30 seconds in that stillness. And just feel like where the vibration of the water goes in my energy field into my body, what it makes you feel. And sometimes you feel like you're just making it up, that you're just imagining it. And that's totally fine. That's like how you start practicing and how you start learning to trust yourself and what you're feeling. And there's totally no harm in that, in terms of just like feeling the water, feeling nature, and then feeling what you might get from that. So this is just like practicing communicating with nature, because we can tap into so much more healing from that. And just being in nature, I just want to show you how beautiful that is again. I feel so lucky to be out here. So we were talking to the flowers and the plants, and here we're kind of talking to the water. And if you take different waters, say you take the tap water and do that, maybe you'll get a different feel from it. Maybe not. Maybe it's hard for you to feel anything. That's totally okay. Some people are like more empathic than others, meaning they can sense different vibrations and energy more easily. Just different constitutions of different people, but most people can learn to feel, and that's what I love to teach people. So I'm going to take you on to the next place. See you in a moment. Oh, before we go on, I was thinking maybe you wanted to know what I felt in the water here. And it will be, the more healing the water is, the more clear it is, and you hear the sound, like captures that too in the water. The message will be simple, or can be simple, but supportive and encouraging. So what I get from that is just all is well, all is well. So that's the mantra that I get from just feeling the water, sitting by it, hearing it. So it becomes like this multi-sensory, multi-dimensional experience, and then you add that communication to it. Just expand that perspective, those dimensions. So here I am next to the mountain wall, and I thought I would show you how I might communicate with rocks, with the mountain. And what you can do is just put your hands on it, or if you can, if it's like a big wall like this one, you could just lean up against it. And then just give yourself a moment. Just wait in that stillness and take some deep, slow breaths. And as you exhale, see if you can exhale all the way down from your head down to your feet. Because the rock, the mountain is a grounding. So you can kind of get into that element, then maybe you'll hear more, maybe you'll feel more. And then just, it's like playing with your imagination. Maybe you'll feel like you're making it up. That's totally fine. Just go with it, learning to trust yourself, and really, it's fine. If you feel like you're totally making up, no worries. Just see what comes to you. You might be surprised. And some people can do this more easily than others, but everybody can learn. So some places you might find that the earth needs a bit more healing than other places, especially if it's just high traffic areas where a lot of people have been. If that's the case, then just give the earth some love and just trust that she is receiving it. And as you do that, the amazing thing is, love is one of those things that the more you give out, the more you have. And then in other places, you'll feel just this serenity or this majesticness of the rock, the mountain. You could even just pick up a small rock and put it in your hand. And then you can just like breathe in that grounding property. So in this way, you can connect more with the earth, help her heal, and also expand and step into the healing properties and to help yourself receive what the earth has to offer as well. Now I'm going to sit here and have a little sip of tea with you. And don't forget, you can make this a multi-dimensional, multi-sensory experience. So any food, any drink that you have from nature, so real food, just imagine where it came from, what it took to grow it, what it took to harvest it, what it took to prepare it. Maybe you were part of that preparation. And then use all your senses to look at it, see what color you see, breathe it in, you can feel the texture, and then when you take a sip, just hold it in your mouth a bit so that you can really appreciate the smell, the taste, the texture. And when you go through life like that with just a bit more presence and appreciation, then you can enhance the healing qualities that you're getting from any moment and from the plants, from the flowers, from the earth. It's a little mindful eating and drinking exercise. Oh, and don't forget, remember how we were communicating with Chamomile before. So you're going to bring that also into your experience of just seeing if whatever plant, herb, flower you're taking in has any messages for you. Okay, well, I couldn't resist doing a fire video because the element of fire is so mesmerizing. And when I talked to this metalsmith, it was really neat because I asked him, I was like, you spend so much time with the fire, does the fire start to talk to you or tell you messages over time? And he just laughed and he's like, you know, people think we get kind of weird. But yeah, this is the perfect like s'mores night. But if you look at the fire, it really is quite something. And if you just sit with it, again, it's always like going into that stillness and listening and seeing if anything speaks to you. And as you spend time with each element, you'll find they have different messages, or it'll come across differently. The rock versus the plant, versus the water, versus the fire. And listen, the message will be something loving and supportive. And if you want to know what I feel with the fire when I take a look at it right now, then it's just a simple, encouraging message of, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. So practice doing that really with any element and see what you come up with. And don't worry if you feel like it's silly, just play around and let me know in the comments if you get any messages from the earth and the different elements as well. So I loved taking you all outside with me, and I'm gonna have to do that more often. We can explore and see how we can have more presence and love and joy for ourselves and help to spread that through the world as well. So I found this gorgeous little resting spot here against this mountain wall. You can see the flowers growing here. And with that, thank you so much for joining me. It's Dr. Arlene Diamco, the MultiDimensional MD. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and let me know where you're listening from if you have any questions of anything you would like me to talk about in future episodes. And I will see you next